If I'm being honest, one of the biggest places I've muted myself isn't in real life or in real life conversations. It's on my phone. I can't even count how many times I've typed something out, read it back, and then deleted it. Not because it was bad or didn't read well. It was because I was overthinking how it would look. Who would see it? What would they think? And after a while, it just feels easier to not say anything at all. This happens way too much. So I think a lot of that comes from how we compare ourselves to other people. Each time you open social media, you're seeing the best version of someone else, their highlights, their perfect moments, their wins, all that type of stuff. So it gets in your head. At least for me, it does. So it makes you question whether what you have is good enough or even interesting enough. So instead of risking that judgment, you simply stay quiet. And I don't think that's just an online thing. I think it carries into real life as well. You start holding back in conversations, you second guess your opinions, you just don't say what is really on your mind. So for me, that reluctance didn't happen all at once. It builds up over time. The more I compared myself, the more I felt like I had to meet some invisible standard before I could actually speak up and talk. Like I had everything all together at first. But the truth is that standard does not really exist in real life. What's been helping me push through that is actually realizing that no one is perfect. No one has it figured out. The people who seem the most confident aren't that perfect on the surface. Or on the surface, they aren't that perfect. They're just not letting that fear stop them from being seen. And that's something that I've been working on as well. Just saying things without overthinking every possible reaction, which can be hard, but, a class like this, you talk through things. One thing I would actually speak on, even if people ignored it, is how fake the idea of having it all together really is, especially at our age. Everyone is figuring things out at their own pace, but it doesn't look like that online. Online, it looks like everyone's ahead of you. And that messes with people more than they would admit. This class changed how I look at communication as well. Before, I thought it was about sounding polished or saying the right thing. Now it's more about being real, even if it's not perfect, even if it's a little awkward at first, because that's what people are actually concerned with, are actually connecting with. Looking ahead, I want to be more direct and less filtered, not just online, but in real conversations too. Speaking up when I have something to say instead of holding back, and not constantly measuring up to the words against, or measuring my words against everyone else's words, which I just feel like I tend to do, but over the last few months, I've started to do that a little bit less, because I think a lot of people are afraid of just being honest in real time, or even having disagreements with each other. It's easier to just stay quiet than risk being judged. It's easier to compare than to actually put yourself out there. But if you're always comparing yourself to other people, you're never really letting your voice have a chance. So if I had to say where my voice has been, it's been stuck somewhere between overthinking and comparison. Where is it going? It's going to be more confident, more natural, and a lot less focused on what everyone else is doing in their life. Because at the end of the day, your voice doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to be yours. All right, that's all I got.